Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating kinda loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Tuesday. I'm tagging you guys in because it's time for the Tuesday hot tag, and I am here with my band of merry men who join me every single week. One of them talk a whole lot of SmackDown on Friday, and he hangs out with this other guy, this crazy guy, two crazy guys. One is nuts and the other is full of chaos, and his name is the Grundmeister. He's the blue-eyed villain. What is up, brother man?
Yo, what is up? It is indeed Tuesday, and some interesting wrestling news that we are going to get into today.
Oh man, it's when I went into today, I was like, man, I know that we're always gonna find content because this team is fucking awesome, and that's what we do is we find content and put it out in the most entertaining way possible, and that's why you can catch your boys at the Squared Circle Expo. We'll talk more about that at some point in the show for sure. But listen, we got to make sure that the wheels are turning, all legs are moving in the right direction. We got to have our guy that's clearing out space, doing everything production wise. Man, that's why I'm so happy to have this psycho motherfucker right here, the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, brother man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? Are you a Grun fan? Or do you like to create some chaos? Well, you came to the right spot because that's what we're going to do here. It's IYH, and we're back for another Tuesday night hot tag. And fans, you know what that means. That means Grun's getting smacked in the face.
That's what that. I didn't know that's what that means. Did we talk about this in the group chat?
I don't think we did.
6:37, you will have a knock at your door, Grun. You answer it face first.
Jesus. 6:37. He looked at his clock and everything. He was like, "Holy shit!"
Hey,
Whoa, I love it. Listen, I love the energy.
That happened.
Somebody just came knocking on his door. He'd be like, "Wait a minute, what the hell? What is going on here?" Man, we're already having a good time here, and it's always a great time when we have our guy Nightwing here. He says, "Hope you boys are well." What is up, brother? All the way out there in the UK. We appreciate you dropping in on myself, the voice Josh Joseph, the blue-eyed villain Grundmeister, and man, once again, like he said, it's time for another edition of the Tuesday Night Hot Tag, which means on this first segment, we've got to talk a little bit of Monday Night Raw, but we do have the I don't want to say complicated, but it is added content, and we want to try to keep these Tuesdays tight. You know what I'm saying? But we do have to talk. We do have to talk a little bit of Crown Jewel, and I know I have to because this is the first time I've hit the microphone since that event on Saturday, which is crazy. I mean, I know you guys are used to hearing us on a Sunday. We'll come to you guys right after the event the night after, but listen, I am still on a high from AJ Styles versus John Cena, a 27 minute. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
What?
I want it. A 27-minute absolute classic. And man, I gotta tell you, that was, I can tell Grunt and Voice, I can tell that Hunter and them or whoever it is in the back that's telling them, they said, just do whatever. Just do whatever you want. You can tell. You can tell by watching that match that they just said, we have no notes, just go out there and do whatever you want. Because there's no story anyway. There's no, like, it's not leading to anything else. This is the last time these guys are gonna ever face each other, and it's not leading to anything. So, like, that was fucking awesome. I enjoyed that match. Like, I know everybody's saying, oh, yeah, the match is awesome or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure there's somebody that'll poke a hole in it. They probably don't like how long it was or don't like that it was a finisher fest or blah, blah. I get it. I get it. But damn it, that was a 27-minute classic by men that are well past their prime.
Very
That's what they get from me. That's what they get from me because that was an absolute classic. Grun, I want to get your thoughts first because I know that you're a massive Cena fan. Then Voice, I know that AJ Styles, we talked about this a million times, how AJ Styles was pivotal to your fandom in wrestling. I want to get to you after that. Cena was amazing, Grun. I mean, holy shit, dude. The match was great. The vibes were great. They told a story within the match. Even though there's no story coming out of the match and it doesn't need to be, they told a beautiful story within the ring.
No, definitely. Everything I had heard and seen, clips and
Sure.
whatever,
Yeah.
it was just them paying homage not just to their past, but past opponents. And because I heard about there was, I guess somebody hit a what's Christopher Daniels' move? Not the wing, not the Angel's wings.
Oh, his other one. Yes, yes. It was
Angel's
the
wing.
Angel's Wing. Yes, yes. I saw that. I saw that. And then we saw Sister Abigail. That moment was really awesome because then everybody in the crowd had the fireflies going. That was great. We almost saw Pedigree.
Yeah,
We were close to seeing a Pedigree. We saw an RKO. We saw the Hangman DDT into the RKO. We almost saw 619. Nightwing says it in there in the chat. We almost saw 619. The references on this one were crazy. And I think that I enjoy this match differently because it was like I said this to I said this to Pope and Velveteen Dream the other day when I was on a show with them. I said it's like when Leonardo DiCaprio in that one meme where he's pointing at the TV. He did the thing. He did the thing, and that's what I was saying constantly. Is like he did the thing, and like that's why I appreciate it differently because that's what I'm looking for in Cena matches now. Who's he gonna pay an ode to in the next match? And that's kind of become a little bit of a story within the story.
yeah. And I think I should mention there was a post I saw. It was AJ Styles hitting the Sweet Chin music. However,
Yes, yes.
however, the person commented, "No, it's the last call." A
Ooh.
reference to the
Oh,
Tennessee Cowboy,
who
James Storm.
knows?
Do
Who knows?
you know what? I want to think that it was both, or
Yeah.
you can pick whoever.
From my wrestling knowledge and my fandom, for
Mm-hmm.
sweet chin music, you have to tune up a band, or it's not sweet chin music.
True.
True.
And he
True.
didn't really tune up the band like Michaels did. So
No.
I think we might be leaning a little more towards the last call.
But you know what, Voice? I love that because it's
Mhm.
left for interpretation.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I hope he never tells us who it was for.
That would be
Seriously.
fantastic. Yeah.
Seriously, I hope he keeps us guessing. Voice, once again, I've heard you say on this show before that AJ Styles helped to revitalize your love for wrestling when you found him in the early to mid 2000s. This
Yeah.
match, give me some of your thoughts.
Oh, I loved it. It was fantastic from start to finish. It was the real highlight of the whole PLE. Because honestly, we seen both men give us exactly what they wanted to give us in a match.
Yeah.
This wasn't a let's see who can get creative with what's going on. It's let's go out there and give the fans exactly what we gave them before, but with
Yeah.
a little more time, a little more energy put into what we
Mhm.
did see, the homage paint, because
Mm.
there was also a camel clutch applied,
Yes, there was. Yes,
and
there was. And he said accolade too. If you heard on the commentary was so good. He also
that's
because
the
remember
commentary nerds. I think, follow me. I think it was his homage to Sabu because John Cena did face Sabu.
he did. He
I
did.
That's where I think it was at. And again, this is open to interpretation. I don't
And
think
I
it was
hope
an
we
accolade.
never find out.
Exactly.
That's just
I
where I'm at with
That's
it.
where I want that match, that moment in that match to stay in my head, is that he was paying homage to Sabu,
Yeah.
and his uncle, and just the camel clutch itself. I honestly, you know what it really reminded me of is
What was that?
you remember when they did the video of the history of music, and it was just that single person, and then they're dancing, and then it goes into like all the different music, and they dance to the
Mhm.
vibes of the music and things like that. This was
Mhm.
that with wrestling. It was the vibes
Ooh,
of
I like that.
just feeling both of these titans of their era, these phenoms, these guys who are superstars, legit superstars. You take their DNA, superstars in there. For them to put on a last performance like that was, like, that specific match was incredible. It was a great
Yeah.
night. It was a great match, and it was a great watch.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there, brother. It was like I loved it from the intro. The intro was great. I love the intro from the ring
Yeah,
announcer.
I love that
Um,
Nightwing.
yeah, that was good. Yes, the gear was insane. The old school gear was insane. Like it was just, hey, what is up, Nick? It was just a moment, and like this is what this is, guys. This is about moments. Like we talk about titles and contracts and moves and all that stuff. I get it. That's all part of it. But at the end of the day, I think we all understand that this is about moments. It's a moment making business. And that was such a moment. Like it was like, and forgive me, I forget the year, but it was almost like time standing still, like Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog at SummerSlam in the UK that one year. I can't remember the year, forgive me. It
One of
was like
94, 95.
I, yeah, I think it was 94 or 95. It was Hogan standing face to face with The Rock in the mid 2000s. It was that. It was there, guys. Like it was there. It was a fun match. We all understood the moment, and that's what set this apart. We all understood the moment. So many of these wrestlers, they don't know when their final match is going to be or when is the final time they're going to face this person. So you might not always get to understand the moment. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We all understood the moment and it delivered. I I mean, with these two men and what these two created in the feud that they had years ago, we knew what they were capable of, but somehow I still feel like they over delivered. Thank you, Nightwing 92. Appreciate you, man, for jumping up on that. Thank you. But you understand what I'm saying though, Nightwing? It was one of those moments. Versus Cena versus AJ Styles was a moment, and we have a question here from Nick specifically for Grun, and I like this because I know the Cena guy that you are. Final four opponents for John Cena, and then we'll move on to talking Monday Night Raw.
Final four opponents are going to be Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
What?
Yes, I love it. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? This might actually happen. Chris Jericho. What? Go. Oh, two more. Braun Breaker. What?
One more.
And
One more.
a likely one is Joe Hendry. What?
All right. Okay. There we go. I like it. I like it. Mix it up. Let's not go with the formula that they're talking about. Everybody's saying Gunther's going to be the last guy. I mean, I would love to see it. Listen, for me personally, just the fan in me, not being logical or anything like that. I would love for the last ones to be Dominic Mysterio, Chris Jericho, and Edge. I
Now,
don't know who the fourth one would be. I don't
here's
know. Braun Breaker.
here's the thing, Nick. Y2J has already posted about his seventh Jericho cruise.
And there's no AEW talent
No,
on it.
that has never happened. In every year, he's invited everybody, and even before AEW was started, he invited the Young Bucks on. He invited Kenny Omega. He invited, and now there's been talks for months about his contract dispute with AEW and that he might not be resigning to
Yeah,
AEW.
yeah. I've heard
And
about that.
so there is the chance. It is a possibility.
I think but that's wrestling, bro. There should always be a possibility. I also don't hate what Nick is saying here about Kurt Angle. Only thing against it, and it's wrestling, anything can happen. But the only reason I say no is because when Kurt retired when he did, he was already telling Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon was trying to get him to stay one more year and then retire the WrestleMania after the one where he got retired by Baron Corbin. And he straight up told Vince, I cannot wrestle another year. I can't.
Mm.
Like my body will not let me. I heard this. I heard this on the Chris Van Vliet podcast. He was talking about it when it was a conversation that he had with Kurt Angle, and he just told Vince, he's like, my body can't go anymore. So as much as I would absolutely love for it to be Kurt Angle, and like I said, we're opening up the floor here, like no right answers. You know what I'm saying? But like, or no wrong answers. That is. But like, I just because of that reason, I just don't think we're I would love to see a moment. Give him a moment, if nothing else. Maybe on one of these Monday Night Raws, Cena comes out and then Kurt Angle comes out and then they just have a moment. But yeah, I'm most definitely down with some sort of interaction between John Cena and Kurt Angle for sure. So okay, all right. Let's talk a little Monday Night Raw because there's a lot to talk about coming out of this Monday Night Raw. It's the Raw Rundown here on the Hot Tag here, and make sure you're checking out
Hot
everything we are
tag.
doing.
We need
Oh
a
yeah.
we need a tagline that is just like some weird name, just being like hot tag.
I wonder if we can get like a sound bite of it, of just some
Um,
like
I'm sure
maybe a
we
hot
can.
chick, like a hot chick or something like that,
Oh,
saying
we
hot.
can find some AI. We can find. I know a couple websites where we can find celebrity AIs. Don't you worry, buddy.
Okay, there we go. Let's get it. Okay, so once again, Monday Night Raw, we started this thing out with the Vision, and you guys already know what happened. We're gonna get to it. But the Vision comes out, you have Seth Rollins sitting all high and mighty. He cheated his way with the watch to win the Crown Jewel Championship, finally beat Cody Rhodes, and he's sitting pretty high. He is sitting pretty high. He's giving his just dues to everybody in the group. And you know what? Before that even happened, well, we're going to talk about what happened at the end of the show. We all know what happened with the turn. It's no surprise to anybody. If you're listening to this, you know what happened. But if just hearing the way he was putting over Breaker, the way he was putting over Bronson Reed, which was absolutely deserved. Bronson Reed got a huge victory. Any way you cut it, that was a huge win for him. Not many people were pinning Roman Reigns. It just is what it is, what it is. You know, so like that was a big win for Bronson Reed, and definitely like I think his trajectory is going to change from there. But like it was just eerie to me, not eerie, I don't know if that's the right word, but it was just suspicious. Maybe that's right. When it was suspicious to me that Rollins was really like overly complimenting the Reed and Breaker, the Bronze. And then later on in the night we had a promo where he was saying basically along the lines of um my the birth of my child, marrying my wife, and watching the growth of you two in the last 6 months have been the greatest joys of my life. There, I'm on a mountaintop and nobody's knocking me down. until he got knocked down. But but it just, now watching it and thinking about it, it really felt like Rollins was saying his goodbyes to the group. I don't know if the injury situation is what's happening. If we're going to see some sort of vacation of the title, vacated, I don't know what they're going to do. No clue. I got no clue. We don't know. We're just speculating, just like you guys are. We're seeing the same reports. We just talk about it. We're here to talk about it. But it did feel like he was saying goodbye to the group, or goodbye in some kind of way. Not saying he's retiring. I'm not implying that, even though, my God, brother has had an awful lot of injuries in like the last couple years. Like, it's bad. Like, not bad, but like, I mean, yeah, it's bad. Like, the amount of injuries that he's had in like the last couple years, and he keeps coming back, putting in the work, rehabbing. He's not missing a step in the ring. He's still having killer matches, but like, the injuries are piling up, man. So like, I don't know if he's gonna have to change his style as far as what he does, but I don't know. But I'm gonna give it to Voice first here, because you were one of the ones to notice, at least the first one on this show, to notice the pivot with the Vision, as far as how it was really like, a instead of a Roman Reigns led stable or anything like that, or a Seth Rollins led stable, it was really like it was a Paul Heyman led stable, and we saw a lot of the development and growth of Paul Heyman, from being just kind of like a background type character with the bloodline, because it was so focused on Roman, and he was just kind of there to kind of help get the idea off the ground, to where this whole group was circled around the brainchild of Paul Heyman. And yes, you had Seth Rollins saying, I had the Vision, I had this, and I had that. But it really seems like, as you pointed out, Voice, that he was playing a lot of chess, him being Paul Heyman in this group. And we were really seeing that. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty, man. You saw what happened. Breaker led the turn. So it makes me believe Breaker is going to be the guy. But then you also have Reed, who had the huge victory over Roman Reigns. You could argue that he could be the guy. What did you think about the turn? Did you think it was too soon? Where are you at with it? I'll give some of my thoughts, but I want to start with the Voice.
Um, too soon. That's still yet to be seen. We'll
It's yet
figure
to be
that
determined,
out.
right?
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But as this whole thing was being said, and you were elaborating upon what happened,
Sure.
um, let me kick you guys an idea here, because
Kick
Bronson
it.
Reed just beat Roman Reigns, correct?
Bronson Reed beat Roman
Yep.
Reigns. Yes, he did.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
And in that ending of that, the Usos came out, mishaps happened. Um, what was the last thing that Roman said to the Usos
I don't want to see you till Christmas.
Yep.
till Christmas? What do we know of Seth's injury?
It's gonna be gone. He's gonna be out anywhere from 6 to 12 months.
Ooh, you got to vacate
And
the
that
title. If that's the case.
well, hold on, because they have so much advancement in medicine.
They do.
Kobe was also told he'd miss an entire season. He was back in 3 months. And this was a blown out Achilles. So I I think they released that so they could play this game, because there's money banks running WWE now, right?
Hmm.
Some guy who
And to your point, not to interrupt, but to your point, they literally did it just months ago with the exact same guy, Seth Rollins, when he cashed in Money in the Bank. We all thought he was injured. So I'm
yeah.
with you. I'm backing your point up. Go ahead.
So what if uh, a certain TKO um, throws some money at a certain guy over in AEW to come back over, because that guy's wife, also, if you've watched any behind the scenes things, she keeps asking him, why does he keep doing these matches? What is his motivation? What is it? And for her, if the money was there and the money was as big as he could be making for certain matches and certain promotions, I don't think Renee would be saying too much. And
Mm.
to take down what Heyman is building, because it's monsters, you have to revisit a certain era of free people's careers. I'm just saying, Grun, the people who are now funding the WWE, they want to be top. They want to be the ones to get their money back as quick as possible.
Yep.
I don't think
A shield reunion is a needle mover, bro.
It
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 really is, especially in war.
it is.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
Triple
Because,
H,
like, oh, go
uh,
ahead, Grun.
well, John Moxley is a very different beast. Now,
He is.
and I think Triple H would realize if he came back as Dean Ambrose, the fans might see it as a step down. But if he lets Jonathan Good go by the name of John Moxley in WWE, it's a middle finger to AEW, and all the fans are going to be talking about John Moxley is in WWE, not Dean Ambrose.
And you
Well,
could still put him with the shield. You could
Mhm.
still put him with the shield. You can keep the history and just be like, hey, he's John Moxley. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
and yes, you could change the whole thing, everything, except if you put those three together, it's the Shield. No matter how
It's the
you
shield.
change it,
It has
no
to be
matter
the
what.
shield.
That's the point. I think
Needle mover.
yes.
Mhm.
But here's the Grun. This is where I disagree with you. Triple H is not a part of it. It is not his doing. I do not think it will be his doing. I think he'll be told about it and then he will pivot in the right directions to make this impactful. But I think TKO will be the one to pull the trigger on this because
Well, they're the ones writing the check.
exactly, they're writing the checks and they want to get rid of their competition so they can make their money back as quick as possible. TNA is not competition, that is breeding ground. That is where you can cultivate a
Pro
wrestler that you
talent.
want to pull out anytime you need to. AEW is your competitor. Steal one of the biggest things they got going for them, why people tune in, which is easily done in this business with the bigger check you can produce. I'm just saying there's possibilities that are possible that weren't possible a couple years ago. And
That's
this would
true
be a
though.
big one. And you said it, Grun. No AEW people were asked to be on the Jericho cruise.
Mhm.
Yes, I see, Nick, you said it sells out, but it doesn't sell out
But
to the talent.
no,
The talent is booked. The talent
that
is asked to be there.
my
So the more talent you have, the quicker you're going to sell it out. So
Sure.
if you're not putting AEW people on there, who some of them, that's how they make a good chunk of their money doing things like that.
Oh yeah. They get a check for that.
oh
There's
yeah,
some,
big
there's possibilities in the air right now.
There are. There's most definitely possibilities in the air with everything that can happen. I mean, the speculation of Edge coming and being one of, if not John Cena's final match, just that speculation in the air is enough for us to be like, listen, this forbidden door, it's starting to really start to swing open a little bit and we could see some things because it would be really cool if they were just like, hey, this isn't about competition, this isn't about us versus you, we're just trying to pay homage to John Cena. Well, whatever is whatever with Edge's contract, Adam Copeland's contract for this one show. If he's still under contract with them, if for this one show, we'll release him. No legal obligations, anything like this, because we're tearing down the lines because it's about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's about paying
Yeah.
homage to somebody who changed the generation and who took WWE and helped hold it up in a time where it was suffering. Okay, it was suffering. I don't know. Like, I know you're just not that much younger than us, Glenn, but I know Voice knows for sure. Like it in those mid like late 2000s, early 2010s, it was bad. Like
Yeah.
it was bad, dude. Like it got to a point where I was like, what the fuck am I doing with watching this shit? They don't care. Why should I?
Yeah.
And that was the vibe. That was the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then 2020 happened, and I'll admit, like they were not putting their best foot forward between like 2008 to 2011. It was awful. Just the most awful formulaic booking ever. But in 2020, when the pandemic happened, I think they really tried their best. It wasn't great TV, but they tried to work with what they had. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
Let's just
Cena
hope they
saw.
don't fall for that shit again and they just stay
Yeah.
open because goddamn, that was boring as fuck.
Oh, I hated it. I hated
Hey,
it, dude.
let's put some screens in the audience, guys. And we'll put your fucking face on it. You can have your fucking face in the audience. Get out of here.
I'm
I
not even
love
gonna
that they
lie. I,
tried
I
though.
did that though. I did do that.
I tried. I tried to do it. It just
Okay. But Cena saw the company through a lot of those times. You know what I'm saying? Nightwing says when Sheamus won the title the first time, I stopped watching WWE for a few years. I couldn't stand it. I feel that. I remember that night too because I was like, "What the hell's going on?" John Cena was the undisputed guy, and then he gets thrown through a table from some mayonnaise motherfucker. Like, like it was crazy in that time. But you know what? I love that it happened because it made Sheamus what he is today. And Sheamus is an amazing competitor. I do miss seeing him on TV.
I
But
do too.
we do gotta push forward because we did have an Intercontinental Championship match.
Great
We saw
match.
Dirty Dom versus Penta. I thought the match was good for sure. I was just like, man, where are we going with this? Because are we moving towards a triple threat? Is that where we're going? Is that we're looking at a triple threat eventually that's going to get the title off of Dom? I don't know, but I will say this. I loved the inventive finish with the ring bell and then putting the ring bell in his boot and then using the impact of the ring bell for the 619 to come around and hit him with it. And in the way that the way Penta sold it was great because he went down like he was impacted by the wooden end of the ring bell. And then he got them, and that's such a Dom way to win because he's such a heel. Grun, what do you think about the match, and where do you think we're going with this Dominic Mysterio run right now? Where are you at with it right now?
I mean, I am seeing him being a world champion within the next 3 years.
Goddamn right.
Like that is like because like he is very much getting Eddie Guerrero love, but he's very clearly not. And it's like that's it. Like that's the only similarity between him and Eddie because this is Dominic Mysterio just doing dirty Dom stuff. This
Yep.
is what it is. It's like the, I said it last night. I think like I cannot believe this is the same kid that came in on his debut match. I believe was against Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
Clean face, short hair, looked like a
Scared as
kid,
fuck.
scared as hell about being in that ring. And look at him now, like it's like you're saying, Grunt, to your point, it's it's Eddie-ish. It's Eddie adjacent. And it's
mhm,
not like he's like, "Oh, look at me, guys. I'm trying to be Eddie Guerrero." He's doing it so effortlessly because even though it's Eddie adjacent, it's still Dirty Dom.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He is still staying true to himself. It just so happens that he reminds us of Latino Heat. I mean, it's the swagger. It's the creative ways to cheat. It's sometimes having to be like, oh, hold on, whoop. There's Rusev. Let me just go ahead. He's there. I'm gonna go the other way. Like it's just little comedic stuff like that. The tendies, his love for tendies. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know what? Where it is Eddie adjacent or whatever, it's just like he reminds me of just some 20 something year old punk. You know what I'm saying? All this guy wants to do is just sit around eating fucking chicken tenders all day and play PlayStation 5, NBA 2K, and WWE 2K and just have his girl cater to him. Like, you're just some 20-year-old fucking punk ass snot nosed kid, and that's why it works. That's why it works. He's just a sleazeball punk ass kid. I love Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Dirty Dom. Uh look, Household, I'm about to probably be offensive to some of you guys, but just follow me because I think you'll make the connection. The connection that Grun and House are making with Eddie and Dom is for Dom is what you would assume a young 20-year-old Hispanic male living in America, not first generation. I believe his family's been here quite a few.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah,
born in San Diego.
Yeah.
exactly. But he's got that culture. You understand
Mhm.
it.
Yes.
That's the same way with Eddie back in the day. We all had Hispanic friends who were making jokes all the time, always trying to be the life of the party. That was
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero in his
Yep.
essence. And yes, House, that point you picked out with him turning around and just walking away when he sees Rusev, that's Eddie. That's
Yeah.
Eddie to a
That's
T.
yes.
Those little moments where he just and then he goes away and walks away. Now, when he's in a ring, man, there's so many little sparks of Eddie and what he would do, but it is so heavy Dom and Dom style that the love that he gets, I love how Grun put that. The love that he gets is the only thing you can really say he takes from Eddie. Like he just the way he reacts to the fans. That's what he takes from. Everything else I think is just natural reaction with the dude. And through this bloodline, you have created the perfect wrestler in the
Yeah,
Mysterio
man.
family lineage. It's fucking crazy. The Guerreros have this branch that just goes to Dirty Dom and his cheap mustache and his gnarly mullet. He's just
Yeah.
grinning ear to ear because this kid is on fire. This is
Yeah.
wrestling. This is why I tuned into WCW. This is why I would click back and forth to the Attitude Era because this is wrestling. You're hitting on reality,
Mhm.
but you're doing it in such a great comedic way without
Yeah.
being like, hey, we're doing a joke right now. Dun, 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 dun. It's just Dom being Dom.
Exact. Yes, that's why because he just does certain things where it's like he's unintentionally funny.
Yes.
Like I think that's one of the biggest things is that I don't think he's trying to be funny, but just because of his demeanor and how he carries himself and the way he reacts to things, he's just naturally funny. And like I'm excited for 30-year-old Dominic Mysterio. Hell, with the way that wrestlers are nowadays, I'm excited for 35-year-old Dominic Mysterio. I'm excited for 37, 38, 40-year-old Dominic Mysterio because these wrestlers are going well into their 40s and looking absolutely amazing and putting on great matches. We just saw a man that's probably in his mid 40s and a man that's about to be 50 put on a 27-minute clinic. So, these wrestlers are going well into age and it's so exciting with Dominic Mysterio because he's probably like maybe 25, 26 right now. Um, Bro, the next 14 years, 15 years of Dominic Mysterio, maybe even the next 20 years of Dominic Mysterio, crazy. Crazy.
I'm with you, House. Let me ask you both a question real quick. It's on topic, but kind of a little adjacent. A24 Productions. You guys have been watching these movies that they're putting out.
I
It
haven't.
sounds familiar.
A24, they did, I believe, they did the Iron Claw. They've done a bunch
Okay.
of other movies like that. They're a really good production company. That's why I'm
Okay.
saying something.
Okay.
Sure.
Um, I I personally think that they could get Dom in the next couple years to do a movie where he plays a wrestler who kind of maybe possibly kills people with his looks and things like that. He attracts certain people, and you could have a serial killer type horror movie with Dom. Like,
Ooh.
just the way he is, his presence, his just the way he acts. Like, I just think that there's so much in his future, just because he's taken every opportunity he's gotten and he hasn't said no. He said yes, and he stuck in there. He figured it out, and whoever wanted to teach him taught him, and he learned. And I think that's very rare, especially with some of these reports we're getting of some of these younger guys and the expectations they're thinking that wrestling should be. So I don't know. Dom's a special guy, man. He's a
He
special
is. He really is, and we're gonna move on. But before we do, I gotta tell this story really fast. So years ago, before Dominic Mysterio got into the WWE, and he was just a kid, and just being a kid. His dad was wrestling, and he was in school and stuff like that. I remember, I don't know how we got linked up, but he ended up asking me to be friends on Facebook, and I accepted it because it was, I was just like, hey, that's Rey Mysterio's son. That's cool. And like, only thing he ever did on the internet was like sell like his dad's wrestling stuff that his dad would allow him to sell, and just get money off of it. Like that's all he did was just that's literally all he did on Facebook all day is like it'd be some wrestling action figures or maybe like a worn mask or something that he got permission from his dad to sell, and he would just sell stuff on Facebook all day. That's all that kid did.
That's crazy.
And now he's about to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
That
But
is really
listen,
cool.
I got to say this though. Another thing that I think is super cool. This Oscar run is fire, bro. I just listen.
Yeah.
This Oscar run is insane. The manipulation, the slapping the shit out of Kyrie Sane, like she's really gone over the deep edge. And here's the thing, and I really want to get Voice's thoughts on this because we're both like big time like character work guys and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say it like this, bro. Voice. Oscar has completely lost herself in this character, bro.
Oh yeah. Damn. Yeah, she's given me and I know you'll understand this reference. She's given me Mikey Whipwreck vibes with Tajiri.
Ooh. Okay.
The way
Okay.
Mikey really went into that whole new character, because we had the just your basic ring guy who was
Yeah.
just a really good guy
Underdog.
trying to do just the right thing all the time, to
Yeah.
a sadistic psycho who's teamed up with Tajiri and James Mitchell and well, the devil, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
The devil,
but
bro.
but a lot of people, if you go back and you watch that and you see Mikey's dedication to the character, you'll see exactly what you're talking about, House. The getting lost inside the character and fully
Yeah.
believing into which you are on screen, trying to portray past to try to get people to be convinced that that is the person you are. And Asuka's there. Asuka's doing just as great work as Dom's doing in the heel world.
Mhm.
You know, she's really just hitting her own, and everybody around her is eating because of the character work. I mean, EO,
Listen, I gotta. I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry to
Go
interrupt
ahead.
you,
No,
but you just said that perfectly, perfectly, and I want to point on that. The character work that Asuka is doing is making everybody around her better.
yeah,
Period.
yeah.
Period, exclamation point. Like EO was telling a great story out of this. EO, who's just known to be like one of the best wrestlers. Like, and even on her, I listened to her podcast with Chris Van Vliet, and she said, I'm not great on the mic and I'm getting better at telling stories, but I had to get over by doing what I'm good at, and that's wrestling. And she's
Mhm.
great at that. But now she's learning how to tell stories. Rhea Ripley is benefiting because she's not once again chasing the title. Kyrie Sane had the most to lose out of this, and she is absolutely thriving. And all of that is happening because Asuka's doing some of the best character work of her career.
And you know what, House? I think you can extend that to even Roxanne Perez.
Yeah,
The fiery promo shoot thing that Roxanne did on Monday.
yeah, oh yeah,
To me, if I'm backstage and I'm watching Asuka, who is my, counterpart in the women's world of wrestling, she is
sure,
somebody I look up to. I, kind of watch and try to gain knowledge from. I
yeah.
would be seeing what she's doing and I'd be adapting that to mine. And I think Roxanne did
Boy.
that exact same way, because let me tell you, a couple months ago, I would not believe Roxanne in the position she's in. But
Oh, I
because of
know
the
you
way
wouldn't
she,
know.
yeah, the way that she has turned it up just a little bit on this past Raw, she sold me. She sold me on it. I'm
Love
there.
it.
I'm buying it. I'm saying, I'm watching what you're doing. Let's see.
I I love it. I love it. Grun, you want to get on this conversation? Where are you at with the current state of this storyline, specifically the character work of Asuka?
Uh, I mean, we've known forever that since Asuka came to NXT that she has so much talent potential. Everything that we're seeing now, we always knew she had it. It just has been a while since we've seen her use it
Yeah.
and it really get featured the way it is. But it's
Yeah.
not even being featured the way it used to be because Asuka is on a completely different level this
Mm.
time around. And I think it is the perfect place for her. It is the perfect position for her to be in. It is going to finally put her back where she has always deserved to be, and that is in the main event scene of the women's division.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there, man. Like seeing once again, like you said, we've always known what Asuka is capable of. I think that like the last run, it really felt like she took a step back. She was really focusing on tag team work, even though she was a perennial main eventer. And you know what? Kudos to her for being able to take that and gracefully, just like the likes of like Bianca Belair who did it, Charlotte's doing it right now, be able to take that, be like, hey, listen, you're not always going to be the hottest thing. You're not always going to be in the main event. We have to develop other talent. So kudos for us to Asuka for doing that. And then boom, here it is now, and she's taking her 5 minutes and maximizing those 5 minutes. Shout out to Asuka. She's one of my favorite things on Monday Night Raw right now. Absolutely. But listen, I do want to get some thoughts on a couple of other things. We'll just kind of like roll through on this as far as the rest of the show. That is Lyra Valkyria, Bailey. It seems like that Lyra Valkyria had to slap some sense into Bailey to get her to go into demon mode. That's what Zay calls it. That's what he called it when he talked about it. My son, for you guys that don't know, he said, "Yeah, Lyra Valkyria slapped Bailey and she went in demon mode as far as that." And I was like, you know what? In a weird kind of way, they could almost do like a Festus thing with this. Not saying like the bell, because if you remember voice, if you remember Grant, I don't know if you do, when they had Festus and Jesse, it was the bell that set off Festus.
I remember Jesse and Festus.
Biscuits and gravy.
They better not do that to dear sweet baby Bailey.
Getting slapped and then she goes into demon mode. Like, what are we doing?
What the fuck, House?
Let's also point out, I don't know what it is. WWE just does not know how to use Luke Gallows. And it's like, I find it hard that you don't know how to use him because he's great at everything you tell him to do. He may not be a main eventer, but he's great.
Well, Japan thinks he's a main eventer.
Yeah, they do, and I mean, you know what? He's made a
I
lot of
don't
money up there, I
disagree with
bet.
him. Yeah.
No.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
I definitely can see where you're coming from with that.
yeah, but I think we've lost.
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy what you said, House. I
all
enjoyed.
did.
We lost him.
Yeah,
But this is what happens when you're out here making fucking Festus jokes
yeah.
and wanting to get Bailey smacked around.
The
But-
internet says absolutely no.
yeah, the internet just shuts you down quickly. But yeah, I did. You know what, Grun? We talked about it on Monday night. Kevin brought up a very great point. Lyra looks like she's put on a little muscle mass, which has given her frame a bigger look to it. It's a more realistic, what we were talking about. I believe that slap from Lyra to Bailey to get her going, because of the framing that Lyra has taken. And honestly, after I rewatched this after we talked about it, Grun, and that match, I'm going to have to confirm that was the best Lyra match for me to get me to be more for seeing what she can do and not maybe criticizing her as much. Just get the fucking feathers away from you.
The match definitely, I think, is finally pushing her to develop more character, more personality.
She's more believable. And like we said on Monday, that framing out, that adding, like, it looks like Kevin said, maybe 10, uh, 15 to 20 pounds that she's put on in muscle, which gives her a more believable frame. It's
Yeah,
just, it's that simple sometimes.
that's true. That's true. I mean, sometimes, yeah, just putting a little bit of meat on your bones. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just that's always going to be a thing. Is that like, I get it. There's going to be some outliers. Not everybody is gonna be an Adonis. Not everybody's gonna look like Lex Luger in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your Terry Funks. You're gonna have your Mick Foleys. You're gonna have your Kevin Owens. But at the end of the day, a wrestler should look like a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like there's once again there are your outliers. Don't get me wrong, but a wrestler should look like a wrestler. So I just think that there's more there. I think they have something with Lyra, and I love Lyra Carey. I haven't been quiet about it, but I'm not saying that she couldn't benefit from developing more character, because it's the same thing that could have been said about Io Sky before this story with the Kabuki Warriors. It's, oh, you can have a 5-star match any given night, but can you tell me a story?
Yeah.
Io was showing that she could tell a story. Lyra, can you show us some character? Can you tell us a compelling story? That's yet to be seen. There's still definitely a lot of time, but we'll see what goes on with that. And then let's just jump right to CM Punk. He's the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. We saw the turn. We don't know what's going to happen with that. That's up in the air. I don't know. Honestly, at this point, y'all, I'm going to keep it real. This was the lesser of three evils. I mean, I
It
they're still
was.
doing something with Jey Uso with his brother in Roman. He's tied back in the bloodline stuff, which I don't like at all. I loved when he was able to break away from the bloodline and kind of be his own man and become the Yeet Man and all that stuff. Now he's back getting, counsel from Roman, and then his brother is like, "Hey, you don't need to be listening to Roman. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it." Let Jay be Jay and let him be a cool baby face. Just let him do it. We've seen it. And then, listen, man. Listen, okay? Because we're going to talk about, well, I might as well just tell you right now, because we're going to do the stock exchange here in a little bit from break, but I'm going to spoil you on one right now, and that's freaking LA Knight, man. I really thought that this cat coming over to Monday Night Raw could really do something for him, because I felt like that they had him with some momentum being the U.S. champion on SmackDown, and then he lost the title and got out of the U.S. title scene. And from there, usually that means, hey, we tested you out as a mid-card champion. Let's see if we can get you into some, World Heavyweight Championship scuffles. Didn't happen on SmackDown. He bullied his way and kind of raw dogged his way onto Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, okay, well, not really how I wanted him to come on and be on the scene on Monday Night Raw, but I do think that he needs to be there if he's going to be in the World Heavyweight Championship scene, because it's not happening for him on SmackDown. And I just don't think dude's working. Like, is he over live? I say it every single time. Yep, he's over live. He's over live. I get it. But there's no development. It's like I said before. This is why, if Stone Cold Steve Austin did what he was doing in the late '90s and early 2000s, doing it now, it wouldn't work, because we wouldn't think that he was cool and against the establishment, because there ain't no establishment to be against in this current WWE. There's no Mr. McMahon. So when you're going out there and you're just being a dick. So Stone Cold Steve Austin would be a dick. And that's all LA Knight is, a dick. And he's a dick who can't win a #1 contendership opportunity. And if it had to be anybody, CM Punk was the lesser of three evils, because I don't like what they're doing with Jay, and LA Knight is a bust to me. Voice, where you at?
You're saying things that I like. You're hitting all the tracks, all the greatness. I don't understand LA Knight. What the fuck is going on here? We've already had an Austin. We don't need some fucking Timu Austin out here. And all you people out there, oh, LA Knight's good. He's so good. He's just the best. Yeah, where's his world title run? The best. What is he, 50? Going on 50? Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. Like, come on, guys.
Jesus, man.
He's a great character worker. Let's call it that. But not everybody needs to be world champion. Did Arn Anderson, Did we ever see Arn Anderson wear the world heavyweight title?
Did you see Mr. Perfect wear it?
Nope. But
Did you see Ricky Steamboat?
Nope. But I guarantee, House, I've talked about Mr. Perfect more than I've talked about half of the fucking world title, Ric Flair. I talk about Mr. Perfect more than I talk about Ric Flair. So
Right.
I mean, come on. Like, where are we at in the world to where we have to have fucking LA Knight shoved down our throats all the fucking time? I honestly would have loved it if he would have just stayed on SmackDown. They would have found some way to gimmick him. I mean, fuck, why not do a Nick Aldis and LA Knight fight? Like,
Dude, I don't even know what to fucking do with LA Knight anymore.
yeah,
Like,
like if you're going to have an LA Knight character, you have to create something for him to be a villain and rebel against. What's he
or
rebelling
else it
against?
doesn't work. It
Make a wish kid?
exactly.
Man, I don't like
He's
you
just
guys. I might get
and
good
then and
genes.
listen, man, listen. I understand. I understand. Like everybody's like, oh, L.A. Knight. Every now and again, he'll say, oh, well, men's mental health. If you need to get something off your chest, get it off your chest, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, that's all cute and awesome and stuff like that. And yes, if you are a man and you have mental health issues, you should open up. I totally get that. Why the fuck are you saying that? It's like completely not even congruent to what you're doing or what you're promoting about. You're just saying it out of nowhere. Like this dude just talks and like it doesn't go anywhere. He's just waiting to get to what everybody's saying. You know, I'm like, dude, like you're not talking about any damn thing. Like, I don't know. I'm
Bro,
absolutely exhausted on LA Knight.
dude, all I could think about is if we went back in time and we watched Tyson talking, where he's like, I'm gonna eat your family, I'm gonna eat your children, I'm gonna kill you. And then he was like, and anybody out there who's a man and you're experiencing some mental health problems, I want you to get some help. Just get some help. Like,
Hey,
you don't need to add that in that section. Do something on your social media, make a video, and then have it there. What the
check
fuck
me
are we
out.
doing?
Dude, check me out. Check me out. Well, I just had that broken down some bitch over there, and I just beat him down to within an inch of his life. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass, and now I'm about to be at the top of the WWF. But if you're a man and if you're going through things mentally, then you need to call somebody. It doesn't fucking go, dude.
You just pulled the e-brake on all that momentum.
What we would hear from Austin is like, hey Austin, look, we need you to go out there in 2025. You're 35 years old. You're in the prime of your career. You are great. Go out there, say something about mental health. Like, all right, I'll say something about mental health. If you're a man, if you are struggling with mental health, well, guess what? Being a man is fucking tough. Being a man is dealing with your shit, putting it. You grab those balls you got between your legs. You feel them because they are your balls. They tell you you are a man. If you can't find any balls, get the hell in the kitchen.
I love how Glenn's Austin impersonation was Black Preacher also.
I love it.
I like it.
I love
It's
it.
good.
Austin would have the balls to do that.
Yeah. But we on the panel understand exactly
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah,
It takes away
It's
from your
misplaced.
character work. Yes. Do it. We encourage you to do it, but do it in the right spots. Read the room, bud.
Yeah, this is why I'm just so exhausted on LA Knight, man. Like I don't understand his character. Like he's supposed to be babyface, but he's like mainly kind of a jerk. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't understand it. Like I don't know if you need to turn him heel. It's like to me, with this weird limbo he's in, he's not even world heavyweight championship material anyway, in my opinion.
No,
So
not
hey,
on this.
yeah, no, that's just where I'm at. That my mind can always change. I welcome you to change my mind. I do. I always do. When I don't like something or I'm not vibing with the wrestler or promotion or something like that, I'm like, please change my mind. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna call you out, but I also want to come and be like, you know what? I was wrong. They really proved me wrong, and I hope that that's the case. But LA Knight, he's definitely on that board with me, along with Drew McIntyre, Andrade, and Matt Riddle. I just
Yeah.
don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care. All right. Great first conversation. Great first segment with my guys here on the hot tag. But listen, guys, we do the indie report. We're going to be talking about some independent pro wrestling real quick. After that, the Pro Wrestling Stock Exchange. What are we buying this week? What are we selling? And then we're going to hit them with the go home. That's here in a little bit here on the hot tag presented by In Your House. See you in a second.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
Welcome to the Pope's Point of View with your host, Elijah Burke.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. And guys, this is the hot tag, and hope you guys checked out everything that we were presenting to y'all in the ads there. Go check out the Pope's Point of View, big episode coming up. I can't tell you, I'm gonna let Pope do it, but in order for you to hear that, you gotta go check him out on his podcast. That's the Pope's Point of View, drops every Saturday on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at 9 o'clock a.m. And guys, listen, head over to Brainbuster Tees, okay? And check out all the awesome merch that we have there. We got some cool merch. And listen, we're planning on having some of that merch with us when we're there in March in Indianapolis for the Square Circle Expo. So come and get you a voice sticker. Come and get you an IYH sticker. We're gonna have some more designs and stuff that are gonna be going up before the expo, and we're gonna be able to get you all that awesome stuff there live. So just stick with us. We're still figuring everything out, but listen, the expo is going to be dope. It's going to be a movie, and we're going to do whatever we can to get the whole team out there for March 27th and 28th at the Square Circle Expo in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, guys, it has been a busy day for me, as I'm sure it has for you guys too, but it was just a crazy day, and I had to work some overtime. Then I had to come back here, and I had to make sure that my son got to football practice. So I was running, I was moving, I was on the move. And man, I don't know if I'd be able to do it if it wasn't for Goalie Nutrition. Goalie gummies kept me going, kept me striving when I'm on the move, need to keep that energy going. That's why I have the apple cider vinegar gummies. Keep me going, keep me moving. And I got to stay focused when I'm at my job, when I'm doing things like producing podcasts here for In Your House and in cutting deals with Emerge Wrestling to go to the Squared Circle Expo and having a great team here. I got to be on point for not just myself, but my team. And that's why I'm glad I have the your mind gummies. They keep me real focused on what I need to do in the task at hand. And guys, you can catch those and every other gummy that they have for many different wellness things that you have to deal with. And you can go to goalie.com and you can put in code IYH at checkout and you get a 10% discount. And listen, get on that wellness journey. You guys can get started there and we will help you out with that promo code. Once again, IYH, and check out everything that we're doing on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And all right, it's time that we keep it rolling and keep it moving because we got to get to the indie report. And that is where myself and the gang here, we talk about some interesting indie things going on right now that just kind of spark our interest. It's not, we don't have to go into a whole diatribe about it. I know I'm not, and because it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, we want to show love to some indies. That's exactly what it is. And if there's a show that we like attend, like if I go to a show, if I'm working a show, or Voices working a show, and he gets a chance to go out there and maybe attend the show. Same thing with Grun. We're trying to pull Grun into the indie scene a little bit and support indie wrestling. Like, we'll definitely talk more about it. Like when I do Emerge, when I do New Wave, and I'm there for those shows, I'm most definitely going to talk about it, my experience there on the indie report. But this week, we're just going to be talking about some things that spark our interest and just things to kind of keep an eye on when it comes to independent professional wrestling. So, okay, I'm going to get this thing started because I'm going to support this indie, and I'm not going to be at this show. This is not a show that I'm going to be at, but it's a great show, and I think that you guys need to be there as fans, and that's New Wave Pro. New Wave Pro, they just came off their premiere show that I had the privilege to be on commentary for. That was Talk of the Town. And they have their next event that is coming up. And you guys should definitely check that out. That's End of Days. That's Sunday, October 19th. This coming Sunday in West Terre Haute, Indiana, the West Terre Haute Community Center on 127 West Johnson Avenue. You guys got to check it out. The doors are at 5 and bell time is at 6, which it's a Sunday show, so a little bit earlier, which I like that New Wave does that the shows are a little earlier. And you know, it gets you out and you still have the rest of your evening, but you're going to see some great talent like Anthony Toatelli, like Anakin Murphy, like Freya the Slayer, like Aaron Williams, like former In Your House guest just on here a few weeks ago. He's going to be headlining the show. Eric Surge, number 377 on the PWI 500. Eric Surge will be at New Wave Pro making his New Wave Pro debut. So yeah, if there was any indies I would support right now as far as what's going on this coming weekend on the Indie Report, New Wave Pro, End of Days. Check it out. It's going to be a great show on IWTV. I wish that I could be there to be the voice of the show like I was last show. But much love and much to do to them. And I just hope they have a great show. So, Voice, I'm going to throw it to you. What indie or what indie talent, what promotion, what's kind of sparking your interest right now? What's going on in the brain of the Voice?
Well, right now I am specifically locked into, I believe, Grun, you said her name earlier, Priscilla Presley out of or Kelly, sorry. Yeah, Presley. You see, Grun, when you're this old, those are the only Priscillas you know. But Priscilla Kelly, she is out of MLW right now, and this storyline is specifically what I'm focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
And her promo work she did with this match she has coming up with Shotzi coming up is some great work.
And Shotzi was just your buy last week.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
I that's where I'm going in with this. I believe a lot of the work that Shotzi's doing is paying off because now you're also getting MLW is seeing the two, dare I say, psychopaths that they have in their collective
Mhm.
to throw into a ring and to really hype up MLW and women's wrestling inside MLW. I think this is a perfect way to go about it, and I would say that Kelly's her work, what she's doing, Priscilla Kelly, is fantastic, man. I think we could be looking at one of the next ones to make it back to the main stage, not too far from here. Shotzi
Listen,
too.
Shotzi too, absolutely
Mhm.
Shotzi. But you know what's so crazy is like Priscilla Kelly really is crazy as hell
Yeah,
because I will never forget. I will never forget the time that she was at an indie show and she was brawling with another female, and they were outside in the ring or whatever, and she pulled a bloody tampon out of her trunks and put it in her opponent's mouth, and I was like, oh, oh my god,
yep.
this this chick is nasty. And like she caught so much attention, so much mixed
She did.
reactions on the internet for that. And that was one of the things that I don't want to say that put her on the map because I don't think that's fair to say. She was grinding so hard at that time, but it definitely
It
got
shined a light.
people. It shined a light. It shined a light. Whether it was a bright light or a black light, it was shined.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's just the truth. But man, she and I say that to say this: she has the unique ability to get herself over again just by being able to having the want to take risk and do something like that.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. Not only was that one of her matches, she also right after that had vomit matches. I don't know what that entailed, but
You know
a
what that
lot of
is?
these a lot of these things that she does are at adult only shows.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yep,
no kids involved. There's things like
exact.
that.
So no
A
need to
lot of
freak
it's a
out, y'all.
yeah, and a lot of it's a work, people. It's a work. There's things set up to make this stuff look real. So
Yep.
just mellow out. I was disgusted with it too. I was like, why would you put that? Like,
But we're guys who buy in. We
yeah,
know that
I'll
we
buy
know
Yeah.
she wasn't really gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But we're bought in. We were in.
exactly. I will buy in full heartedly. I have a weird imagination.
That's why wrestling brought us here, man. But listen, I like to pick Priscilla Kelly. I think she's gonna be on a good trajectory. I love your monitoring of Shotzi, really do, because I think that is somebody who could end up coming back, and that's gonna be one of Voice's picks. Like that's gonna be like, hey, I called this just like it did with Naomi.
Yep.
So hey, just saying, I like it. I'm right. Listen, I'm on the ground floor with you, bro. As far as Shotzi and Priscilla Kelly, I'm here with you. I like that. Now we got to throw it here because we're testing our man over here. All right, we're gonna give it to Grunmeister. Where you at, man? Not predominantly experienced in the indies, but hey, me and Voice are pulling you in. What are you adding to the indie report?
Well, I found out that a promotion called Blitzkrieg Pro just
Oh, I've
did
heard of that promotion. Okay.
no, they did a show the 11th. Uh, the Wild in the Streets was the name of their show, and they had in their main event match TNA star Zachary Wentz teaming up with his
Ooh.
fiance, one woman who goes by the name of Priscilla Kelly.
Oh, she back it. She back again. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
They went in a tag team match where they faced Charles Mason and Slade. And
Okay.
would Zachary and Priscilla would end up going on to win in, I guess, what is being uh, written as an insane match. Kelly hits a tiger bomb on Mason. Wentz went for a swanton for the 3 count, and Kelly hit Slade with a what is called a beautiful suplex. I don't know what, but like yeah, Priscilla Kelly, and she's just been hitting it out of the park since being released from WWE, and not to like if we're gonna go indies, I think we got to thank the indie god Matt Cardona for all of this, for showing people how to do it.
Yeah.
You have the experience
Yeah.
from WWE, use that to your advantage.
I, I, I it, you're right. I mean, and listen, man, I'm not trying like I just call it like I see it. You know what I'm saying? And like Matt Cardona really has proven in his career that he's a game changer. Like, even when he was Zack Ryder, he was getting himself over on the internet before WWE was even really using the internet like that. They were kind of fooling around with WWE.com, but like they weren't really fooling around with like YouTube and stuff like that. This was before they really had the WWE YouTube and stuff. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, got himself over on the internet and he got in trouble for it. WWE didn't like it, and they eventually released him, even though he got over organically by himself. But, whatever. I guess some people don't like putting in that extra hard work to try to do your job the right way, but whatever. He was innovative. And then once again, innovated again by doing, like you said, Grun, showing a lot of people, and there were guys doing it, but like, he showed a lot of people that like, hey, if you use that WWE tag, not only are you guaranteed to make money off the indies, but you can pretty much like creatively do whatever you want. Like what promoter's gonna tell you no? You're a former WWE superstar. You're probably coming in for a pretty decent rate, and you're bringing in a crowd. So like it's easy to do things like, hey, maybe I'll film myself at this show and tell the same story from one indie to another indie to another indie. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing my own production, I'm telling my own story, I'm writing my own checks, I'm filling my own dates. I can do things my way and keep people compelled on the internet while making money. I can make some videos in the backstage. Jack Vaughn does a great job. You know what I'm saying? I could film my matches. I could tell probably like a unique story on Instagram or something. Follow what I'm doing at any promotion that I'm going to, and I'm telling the same story. As far as if you follow me, and this is what I'm trying to do. I think that it's a formula that's proven to work
True.
consistently. Consistently. So yeah, man, I think that we're on the right track because guys like Matt Cardona most definitely did change the game when it comes to how you look at being released from WWE.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen. The work, the dedication, is what separates the Priscilla Kellys from the Cora Jades. So, hey, I'm just saying. But listen, all right, we're gonna keep it moving here
And a
because
webcam.
that too. But we're gonna keep it moving here because we just did the indie report. Now we're moving to the pro wrestling stock exchange. And listen, I don't think that I'm turning any needles here or moving any needles here with these picks here. But listen, as far as me, I'm buying into Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, both of them. I mean, how could I not? Most definitely, I would say that that Bronson Reed changed his trajectory in a positive way by scoring a pinfall victory over Roman Reigns, and Braun Breaker upped his trajectory by calling his shot and taking down the guy who brought him to the dance. Only 6 months into being brought to the dance, into being in that rarefied air. You know what I'm saying? Into being in that mountaintop of the industry that he was brought in by Seth Rollins. And we all know that Braun Breaker is destined for it, but he's here. He's here sooner. You know what I'm saying? And there's people saying, "Oh well, you can't really put the title on Braun Breaker right now. He's not ready." What? How? He's a former NXT champion. He's a former two-time Intercontinental champion. They've proven that they can protect him on many levels and not make him look foolish and keep him looking strong and keep him in the even when he lost titles, they made sure to do something next with him that was relevant. Why is he not ready? I totally disagree with that. I think Braun Breaker's ready. But my only thing is Bronson Reed's ready too. And that can create a clash between those two. I'm just saying. But I'm buying them. And then one more. This one's going to sound crazy, but I do have an explanation. I'm buying AJ Styles stock right now. Con, why would you buy AJ Styles stock? He's going to retire next year. Why would you? That doesn't make sense. I'm buying AJ Styles stock because after Cena retires and he has his final hurrah, and we all have our tears and our sighs of relief from the voice Josh Joseph that it's over. Then we're gonna be like, oh man, Cena's gone. But damn, AJ's about to be gone too. And then the AJ Styles retirement tour officially starts, and all eyes are gonna be on AJ Styles, man. All eyes are going to be on him during the entire year of 2026. And for that reason, I think that's why I'm buying stock in AJ Styles. Because now that we know when he's calling it a career, just like Cena this past year, the AJ Styles appreciation bandwagon is going to be an all-time high next year, and it's very well deserved. So that's my buys right there. Those three. The remaining members of the Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and AJ Styles. Voice, what are you buying this week?
This week I'm buying, setting up for next month. MLW is really knocking it out of the park. I
Ooh,
know that
okay.
we had our indie moment, but if I'm buying stock and I'm investing in my future, November in for MLW, November 20th to be exact, out in Charleston, South Carolina, Killer Cross and Scarlet make their debut back. Their
Ooh,
return
they return to MLW, yeah.
to MLW. And not only on that, you still have Baron Corbin on there. You have Shotzi's going to be on that one. You're going to have Dijak on there. You're going to have,
Ooh,
there's
formerly known
so
as that.
many people on there who are willing and ready to give the fans entertainment and an exciting show. Here's the kicker, though, fans. I believe, yes, right here it says tickets $15. Now this is
Are you are
yep.
you for real?
This is brought together by Don Gatto's Tequila. Go and check this out if you're out in that area. This
I
is going to
love
be a
MLW.
fantastic show, and it's right before Thanksgiving. You know, you can go and have a really good time before Thanksgiving, and all the chaos kicks in watching an MLW show.
So I went to MLW back in 2019. If you guys go back in the catalog back there, we had one of our best episodes of the year of that year. We did a we did a pretty much a documentary of us on the road to Chicago. Then when we make it to the room, and then we did a podcast in the hotel room after the MLW show. It was a great series of episodes, and it was I think it was Kings of Colosseum, and I met Teddy Hart there. Um, I met DH Smith there.
Mhm.
That was one of the first times I got to see Myron Reed wrestle. I met Ace Austin there, and eventually got Ace Austin on the show as a guest. And that's where I saw Jacob Fatu win his first World Heavyweight Championship and become the MLW champion. And yeah, it was a great time, man. MLW is a great promotion. I have good memories at and stumbled onto at a time where I desperately needed another promotion to watch.
Well, they seem to be doing the same for me right now. So
Good, good.
Oh,
I love that. I love that. Hey, if we could talk some MLW on here, I will most definitely do it. But Grun, let's get to you, man. What are you buying?
I think I'm gonna shock some people here. I'm
never
I'm gonna buy stock in Zelina Vega with Aleister Black.
stop it.
Look, look.
I don't. I'm with you. I'm with you. Hold on.
I'm
I'm with you.
not.
I like it.
I do not endorse just putting all your life savings in this. Find a nice chunk that you think is worth betting and invest it in Selena Vega with Aleister Black because Aleister's great on his own. So he like this is specifically that Zelina's stock is going to increase because she is associated now with Aleister Black.
100%. I'm with you because she was drowning, dude.
Mhm.
If you guys listened to the podcast just a few months ago, I had not so nice things to say about Zelina Vega. Not so nice things. But listen, this shows they're willing to try. And putting her with her real life husband is going to create a good chemistry. And I am buying stock in this as well because unfortunately, I think that this is about to be a big FU to Karrion Cross and Scarlett.
Probably it it probably is. And with that, I am also going to officially say, and I am buying stock in Kit Wilson, who has been a solo
Oh,
act in some comedy stints in
yeah.
SmackDown.
Yep, I've seen it.
They're saying that he is here to combat male or toxic
Toxic masculinity. Yep.
masculinity, and Damian Priest bullies him, and we love it. So, and this was definitely a good turn because Pretty Deadly are pretty enjoyable to watch. They have good chemistry, good charisma. They work really well in the ring. There really wasn't much to hate about them, even though they're trying to be heels. But this is a good angle for Kit Wilson to go down.
So listen, I've been kind of analyzing this a little bit, and I want to make sure I walk a fine line. And I'm gonna walk that fine line. Voice, put your hand over your mouth.
He's like, nope,
So
nope.
okay, I'm walking that fine line. WWE, we've seen in this last year, they've really shed their skin and are like, hey, we're letting you know we are a conservative company. We are a Republican company. All right? Voice, don't you say nothing. I could definitely see a reality where they're trying to make Kit Wilson like a sniveling little like liberal, oh, toxic masculinity and women's rights and blah blah things like that, and make it into like a really like cheesy like character that just gets shit kicked like every other week. You know what I'm saying? Just to because WWE will do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this, they won't put it like I could definitely see them where they're doing it like Kit Wilson, like where he's like some sniveling Democrat, and like they're just like get shit kicked every week. You know what I'm saying? Like Brooklyn Brawler style almost.
I hear you, and I can definitely, and yes, I agree that if you look at the people that are high up in WWE and TKO, they do lean more right. Now, at
Yes,
the same time, we have seen on social media there are plenty of talent that lean left, or at
sure.
least sort of left. WWE have not done anything to hurt the people that have leaned left. Now, if anything with them did
But
get
you
hurt,
can do it without saying you're doing it.
Chelsea Green is a perfect example who shared that she did not share a lot of the same views as some people, but she responded in a responsible and reasonable way. And the only people that got mad were people that should have been on her side because she wasn't mean about it. When I love that she went completely neutral about it and was respectful.
Yeah, I mean, she knows where her toast is getting buttered. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, so you got to play ball. That's the thing. You got to play ball. And but listen, I've watched WWE for years. I know how WWE works. Listen, Vince McMahon might not be there, but the Vince McMahon DNA is in there somewhere. And I could just see, well, like I said, they could do it without saying they're doing it. But I could see that, man, like with the whole toxic masculinity, blah blah. I'm like, where are we going with that? Like, it's
Oh,
lightweight, giving vibes that you're about to have like a little sniveling, like liberal, heelish, jobber type character. Here we go.
I mean,
All right, hold on. I'm unleashing him.
all
I'm
right, yeah.
unleashing him. Go on.
I think it's fantastic that they're playing in these worlds, and I think anybody who gets fucking offended and gets fucking their puss hurt, you really need to like go and fucking find something better to do. I mean, anybody who's getting upset at scripted sports entertainment, like it blows my mind how many people who do what we do and they will talk down to people, especially audience members, as if they have a handbook to everybody writing a show. I think this is fun. Yes, of course. Jesus Christ, of course it's a right-leaning fucking top of the head of the company. Anybody who's got a good common sense realizes that's what you got at the top of a good running company. How many liberal running companies do you really see out there? None. Okay. So here we are. And I think it's fun. And the person they picked to play it, perfect. So if you sit and you play in those worlds, because you could also give Kit later on down the line. What if he gets like a group of people and now you have a Antifa group?
There you
Now you
go.
have
See?
an Antifa.
See?
See? And now you can build a legit way to him getting near the title.
And getting paid back for all the time that he was on his own, standing up for liberal rights and getting
Yeah,
shit kicked. You know what I'm saying? Like they could definitely do,
exactly.
and it's like, and like that's the thing, bro. Like I'm not offended by this stuff because, like, to me, call me crazy, call me a child of Paul Heyman, but that shit's juicy. Like
Yeah,
that's juicy to me. Like if you're gonna touch the nerve, just touch it. You don't gotta say you're doing it. Like, hey, this was our intention when we did this scene. Don't do that shit, cause that's too much. Just do it. Just do it and let the audience interpret it however they want to interpret it, and let them fight it out on the internet.
exactly. Because you're going to develop so much more. Jim Cornette, he beautifully did it with New Jack down in the Southern territories with the OJ storyline. You can
Yep.
play in this world. You can be blatant about it because New Jack was, but you could also play in the world that what we're creating, especially for nowadays. Back then, you could be a lot more in your face with things. It was the wild fucking West.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's true. I just think if that's what they're doing, like, let's just go. Like,
Let's go.
people got to stop being so offended and stuff like that because they see themselves in this character. You know what I'm saying? These are probably cats that were getting stuffed in lockers in high school and stuff like that and all that. Listen, I get it. I get it. It touches those nerves. It touches that trauma. But this is television, bro. And if you were watching Law and Order and you heard some awful things happen, because there's some, if you watch Law and Order, like there's some like awful things that happen on that show that'll make you feel some type of way. It'll make you feel offended. It'll make you be like, oh, I can't believe they would do this and this and that to a this and this and this. I'm not saying that stuff on the show, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's offensive. It makes you feel a certain type of way. Wrestling's supposed to be the same way at times too. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to make you feel like kind of uncomfortable in some ways. So hey, that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But I think we're all in agreement here. But listen, we got to take this thing home. We got to call this a really great episode. I'm gonna be chilling out, maxing, relaxing for the rest of the evening before I have to get back to it tomorrow. But listen, we got to hit them with the go home, and that is, of course, the news and notes. We just kind of skim through it as we go. And listen, there was a couple of things. One big thing, I put it in the group chat earlier, and man, I think it might have been on the first episode of the hot tag when I soloed it. I soloed that episode, and I was basically I did my sell, and it was Jade Cargill. Um, Listen, man. So I didn't get a chance to get on social media a whole lot today because I was just so busy running around. But for like the 2 minutes that I got on social media, I see a screenshot from TikTok from some guy, just some goofy looking black dude, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on his channel, doing his thing, and he has a following, and he talks about wrestling. And he was saying, honestly, a lot of the things that we've said on this platform about Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill, she got on this man's TikTok and crashed out. Uh, 3 comments before she ended up deleting them. I actually went to look for it, and I went to his TikTok, and they were deleted. And many people said that they saw it and they recognized that it got deleted. So this happened. And the first comment, Jesus Christ, it be your own people. Anyway, when I become champ one day, you can suck my dick, boy. You haven't watched in years, but you just know, get off my dick, boy. Second comment, fake ass yellow chain, four-eyed fuck. Third comment, and you're missing your 2 front teeth, boy, fuck you and your teeth. And she captions it, and obviously this went on her story because there's another caption that says, y'all better get off my dick. I've been chilling. I'm going to have to get back to who I used to be. All right. Here we go. These are things this cat said, and I listened to the video that he said it, and he wasn't even like coming at her disrespectfully. And that right there, like this just shows right here how sensitive a wrestler can be. I've seen it firsthand. I work with them all the time, and I love wrestlers. A lot of them are amazing people, incredible people. But you are a sports entertainment professional. Okay? I have seen many talents get scrutinized just as much, if not more, than Jade Cargill in years past.
Easily.
And they've handled it with grace. They either don't respond, or they respond with the witty one-line quip that really put the poster or the commenter in their place, and we were like, bravo, bravo, you flamed them, but you flamed them in a classy way. This right here, this is not witty, this is not a quip, this is not classy, this is I feel the pressure. This is, I know what they're saying about me and I don't like it. This is, I'm breaking. This is, I'm losing my handle. This is, I don't know if I'm ready to be a main event player. This is immaturity. This is just disappointing because just a few months on this show, I was ready to be like, let's go, Jade. She's doing it. She'd hit a nice stride. But man, just those last few months before SummerSlam, she sputtered out, and then she really just lost all her aura. Like her aura's gone to me. Like she doesn't even feel like there's no mystique anymore. Like she hasn't really gotten better in promos, and now she's crashing out like this, and having to do the good old tweet and delete. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just so out on Jade Cargill right now. Grun, give me some of your thoughts.
Um, I mean, I thought that when AEW brought Jade Cargill into the world of professional wrestling, that they had explained to her, or at least double checked to make sure, because she was what, a bodybuilder, power
Yeah,
lifter,
yeah,
and so I'm sure she's used to people commenting and leaving negative comments about her on her content. So you would think she would know that, yeah, pro wrestling fans are the same way. There's those people everywhere that are going to leave negative comments on you. But at the same time, when someone is just sharing thoughts, opinions, you don't have to respond. And I'm sure WWE, they thought that she understood, either ignore them or turn it around on them to make them look the fool. Well, but you need to be smart about when you comment.
yes.
Jade, yeah, I think what happened is she had some sort of misunderstanding of what AEW was teaching her, and now it has come to her realization that she was never set up for success. She was set up to look like a beast, which is different. You can set anybody up to look like a beast if they don't have to bump, if they don't have to wrestle and make the
Mhm.
other person look like they can potentially beat you. Jade Cargill is potentially walking her way out of professional wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. And before we give it to Voice and get his thoughts, I also want to add, as I'm looking at the screenshot, this is not somebody who commented on Jade's content. This is not a commenter under her account. Okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. This screenshot looks like, and this is what's really, honestly, I gotta be honest. This is what's so pathetic to me is that it looks like she put her name under the search engine and was looking for something. Come on, bro. Really? That's like somebody Googling themselves. Listen, I understand you have a brand, and I understand that with the brand comes an ego. You're searching for yourself on TikTok, and then you find something that makes you mad and you comment. I gotta be real. Like I can't. That's pathetic to me. Like it just is. I don't know. Voice, give me some of your thoughts before we move on.
This is the spoiled brat mentality. This is a put into a position because you check all the boxes mentality. Because if she had any type of dignity, um, her fucking responses would have been, I don't know, that of somebody who could deliver character performance in the ring. Because if she could have done that, I bet you, boy, oh boy, wouldn't have made the fucking video, because that would have defeated the purpose, because you would have been able to, oh, I don't know, do a rock type insult right off the cuff. You just attacked a man on his, and this is the privilege that I'm talking about when it comes to women. The guy did not talk about her physically. He talked about what she was doing in the ring, all the things that went around a wrestler, male or female, how we would talk about a wrestler when giving our opinions. All of a sudden, she's into, he's ugly, he's this, he's that, suck my dick, do all this. That goes to show you've never experienced anybody being like, you kind of suck at what you do, that everybody in this place is saying you do awesome. You just kind of really suck at it. And there's a lot of people I've met in my life and have seen this happen with. They reach a certain pinnacle in, whether it be high school, whether it be a college, whether it be a workplace, whether it be whatever. They get up in a popularity thing, and then someone comes in and they're just like, hey, that shit you do, that's kind of lame as fuck, bro. And then all of a sudden someone else is like, hey, yeah, I've been here a while and that is lame as shit. What the fuck? Why? So it's a whole crumbling right now. In Jade's world, Rome is crumbling. Rome is falling. She has been exposed. The emperor has no clothes, Grun, because she did not put in the work. She did not sit back and figure out what was wrong with Jade. What was the reason why Jade is not getting her 5 minutes? What is the reason for these things? There has been so many hours upon so many hours of wrestling footage of greats who have been able to go week by week by week and become something. Mick Foley, for example, becoming Mankind. Him being Mankind and going, if you go from his Mankind character starting in the WWF and the evolution it took for the fans to become a fan of him, you can understand how to get your character over. Jade doesn't get that. She wants it. She wants all the popularity. She wants all. And who's to say she's not credited that? It's not me. I can't say what another person, another human deserves or doesn't deserve. But your actions, once you put actions forth, now I have something I can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Okay, Braun Breaker. When he was brought in, I I I think it's safe to say people did not like the name because it was NXT 2.0. It was Vince finally putting his hands on NXT, and it just from a casual viewer's perspective, it felt like he was ruining it, and he was going to ruin uh Bronson Reckensteiner, I believe that's his real name, ruin his run in WWE before it even got started. But people came around to the name, and Braun Breaker put in the work, made you believe in the name, made you believe in him. And the Obafemi, he put in the work. Like what you're saying, you have to put in the work. And Logan Paul, as much as we dislike him as a person, as much as people have a problem with him, he has put in the work in pro wrestling and in the WWE. So it's kind of hard to fully hate everything about Logan Paul when he's put in the work.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with you. And if you're not going to put in the work, you're not going to get anything out that is of something of value. And I think that's where Jade is. She's just expecting all these things, and it's disheartening, but it's not surprising in the least bit, in my opinion, because I don't know. We should have seen the writing on the wall. Should have seen the writing on the wall. I think he froze again.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't come back. But yeah, it's very disheartening because we were all kind of gung ho on that one.
Yeah, we thought she could.
Yeah. Oh well, life goes on.
Yep.
All right, Grun. I think we're gonna cut it. Yeah, we're gonna end this one. So fans out there, what we do at the end of the show is we give our little moments in which we talk about exactly what we do outside of here. So Grun, why don't you let them know where they can catch you, where they can hit you up outside of the show?
You can hit me up on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Kick under the name Grunmeister, where I'm streaming Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Grun's Room, talking everything SmackDown and WWE. Yeah, this week, because SmackDown was on at 8 a.m. last week, and I went over the results of last week's episode, we're just going to go over more of what happened this week in wrestling. And we still got a couple days, so who knows? Someone might light a fire, and we can talk about that.
That'll be fun.
Yes, you guys got me.
We
Yeah,
got you. Yeah.
we hear you right
Awesome.
now at this moment.
Good, good. Okay, okay. So yeah, I appreciate you guys holding it down while I was away. But yeah, you can catch Grun doing everything on Fridays. Voice, of course, you had you closing things out. I'm back for the moment. But where can they catch you and all the awesome stuff you do?
All right, fans. So if you like what I do, if you dabble in what Grun does, or if you have a pitter patter for what Kevin Calloway might do, you can check us out on a Monday night show that we do. It's called the Raw Preview Review Show, where we could be reviewing Raw or we could be previewing Raw. You'll never know until we go live, but it's always a fun time. And you're all invited to have a good, fun time with us. Come join the chat and see what the show's about. That's every Monday at 7 p.m., and it's a stellar time. Outside of that, if you like ECW, what? Do you like blood? Maybe. Do you like broken tables? Yes, please. So come join me in house. It's ECW Watch Along, and it's a fun time. It's exactly what I said it is. It's a watch along of ECW. And we're going to highlight Mustafa.
Yes.
So, fans, I know yesterday I left you waiting, but I got a response from a couple friends who watched, and they said, "We're not going to fucking look it up. Just tell us." So, if I tell them, I might as well tell you, the household. We're going to be highlighting Mustafa, part of New Jack the Gangstas,
Yeah.
a fun tag team, a interesting human, and a enjoyable moment that you can have with me in house. That is 6 p.m. every Thursday, where we do the ECW watch along. Here, click the notifications, get all the cool shit going, and guess what? There's going to be a Saturday conspiracy show. We've already talked about it. We're going to be moving forward with it. We will let you know what the topic is. Maybe we'll release that on Grun Show when I go and join you, Grun, and talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about, Grun.
Oh hell yeah.
All right.
All right. That is awesome. I love it. Guys, you already know where you can catch me at. Doing my thing right here at your house. I don't have any shows coming up for the next few weeks, which I'm happy about that. I get a chance to kind of enjoy my Friday and Saturdays off. Last few weeks have been real hectic with shows and birthday parties and stuff. I'm just gonna be maxing and relaxing this upcoming weekend. Maybe do some things around the house, catch up on my cartoons and whatnot, and just chill out. I still got some Treehouse of Horrors to watch, so I'm gonna be doing that. But listen, everything I'm doing a little bit chipping away towards March 27th and 28th in Indianapolis, Indiana, the Squared Circle Expo. It's going to be a big event. I'm excited for it. All the little planning, everything. I'm putting all the puzzle pieces together. I'm not rushing things. I'm making sure things are done how they need to be done, so that way once we bring out that GoFundMe, once we start rolling out opportunities for you guys to help us out, and we can help you out by giving you guys some unique content, giving you guys some prizes, things of that nature. Because listen, I don't. We're going to most definitely need your guys' help to be able to get Grun out here, to be able to do all the things that we want to do for this project that we're going to be doing at the Squared Circle Expo. But we don't want to just take your guys' money and give you nothing. We want to give you guys you guys check out our content. So maybe you have some content ideas where if you got questions or an episode you want to see us do, we'll do that. Some of our merch, if you want to get some of our merch and go to our Brainbuster t-shirts, you can store, you can go there. A lot of opportunities for you guys to just support what we're doing. And even if you don't want to give $1 or anything like that, that's fine. A share works. Share what we're doing. Follow, subscribe. All's what we need right there. That's everything that we could use right there. You could help us out financially by going to this GoFundMe that's going to be going up soon. You could buy some of our merch from the Brain Buster Tees store. And yeah, just all those things, any way that you can help us out and we can help you out towards making this happen, because that's really what my goal is right now. Of course, we're still putting out the great content. We still have a great Monday show, Window Liquors. Tuesday Hot Tag is really starting to get consistent. We're on our 3rd episode. Bouquet of Legacy is going to be great. We have a guest for tomorrow. The ECW Watch Along this week, we're going to be doing Mustafa, and of course, we've been doing the ECW Watch Along. It's been a staple for about the last year. It's all working out. Fridays, we have Grun, who's been really holding it down on the Grun's Room SmackDown preview review show. We all got to keep that in perspective because the work is what brought us here. But in the grand scheme of things, we're going to take all that work and we're going to bring it to the Squared Circle Expo in March 27th, 28th. So I'm super excited about that. And guys, you already know the vibes. It's all part of the work. And it's HOWSC because that W does stand for work. So, guys, team here at In Your House, I'm Alakan the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Kon. Hey, O'Kon in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.